me, CM Punk.
Yeah, Chris Lovey.
You know, I got to, in the weeks before this match, I was really looking forward to it. But after what happened last night in St. Paul, I kind of have mixed feelings looking at Homicide in the ring right now.
Homicide snapped last night. There's no two ways about it. Let's not mince words. The man freaked out. He feels he was robbed of a world title.
Did you see just throw the ring bell at the fans?
Yeah, but it was okay. Because those were the fans that were from Indiana.
Definitely, there's something different about Homicide.
No, there's nothing different about Homicide. Everything about Homicide's the same. He's just letting it out. Homicide's always been this way. But like I say, he snapped.
Well, we do have a dream match right here. Bryan Danielson in the blue against Homicide. A different Homicide. I mean, a lot of questions need to be answered after last night. Homicide, he thought that he had the world title won. When Paul Turner informed him he didn't, he beat up every referee in the building. Then then the lights went out, and we don't know what that's all about. Who turned out the lights? How they were turned out? There's an investigation going on right now. And then Homicide threw a fireball at the ROH World Champion Samoa Joe. Something I never thought we'd ever see in Ring of Honor.
I don't even know how the hell you throw a fireball. Apparently Homicide does, though.
I don't know where it came from. It was pitch black in the building, or how he did it.
He is a criminal. He is from Brooklyn.
And, I mean, Homicide, he had disappeared for a couple of months. We still don't know where he disappeared to or what he was doing. And in that time, Julius Smokes challenged Joe to a title match, and Samoa Joe took out Julius Smokes. That's why he's not here tonight. That's why he wasn't there last night. And you hear the fans with those dueling chants. But, I mean, and then he tore up the entire backstage area last night. And we couldn't even have any post-show promos. And just a very scary scene, a very disturbing scene last night. And even we saw it on Samoa Joe's ring, which Samoa Joe no-showed, and Samoa Joe still isn't at the building here tonight after getting burned. And Homicide even beat up that guy on Samoa Joe's ring when Bryan Danielson took over Samoa Joe's ring. So a very, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm almost speechless about the whole thing. But I guess, I mean, right now we do have a dream match here, a first-time ever dream match with Bryan Danielson and Homicide.
And speaking of Samoa Joe, it looks like Danielson taking a bit of a page out of Joe's book right there.
You're right about that. And Bryan Danielson's definitely someone who wants to get at the world title picture, too. And what's Homicide doing now? Throwing a chair in, and Bryan Danielson's not going to be intimidated. And Homicide going after the ringside table now. Look at everyone scurrying out of the way. What is going on with Homicide?
I don't know, but yeah, Danielson doesn't exactly have all his oars in the water either, if you know what I'm talking about.
You know, the last thing I expected to ever see touched in a match like this was a chair. Never mind the ringside table. Well, I mean, looking at another picture involving this match, huge ramifications on the top 5 rankings. And both these men want to get at the world title. Bryan Danielson's made that clear on a number of occasions. And Homicide, he thought he had it last night, and he snapped when he found out that he didn't.
Yes, it'll definitely be interesting to see who wins this. And if they're going to get a world title shot because of it.
You're dealing kind of with a situation here where the winner of this match can be called the patriarch of ROH. You have Bryan Danielson. He was in those Match of the Years that made Ring of Honor in the first shows.
You got a point. I mean, Chris Daniels isn't around anymore because of me.
And Loki, he's made his star in Japan. That's where he is right now. I don't expect to see him back at all anytime soon in Ring of Honor. And so Bryan Danielson's the lone survivor out of that, the man who made ROH right there, and Homicide. I mean, even with this recent attitude, you can't take away what this man did in ROH in 2003. Definitely the MVP, one show-stealing match after another. Too many to even get into. I mean, literally, practically every show he stole. And right now, oh, look at Homicide. No clean break there.
Yeah, he steals a lot. Hubcaps, chains, wallets.
Hey, you better hope he doesn't hear you saying that.
Now he's just got a nice head scissors applied to Bryan Danielson. Cutting off the oxygen supply.
Both men definitely feeling each other out in this one. So much on the line.
And so far, a nice, slow, methodical pace out of both these grapplers here, except for the little tantrum Homicide threw.
Both men had grueling matches last night in St. Paul at ROH Reborn Stage 1. Bryan Danielson against yourself, and I'll give you credit. That match was a classic, a great match. Bryan Danielson, though, victorious.
That time he was. There'll be another time, though.
And look at Homicide. He is in a lot of pain right there. Danielson working on the legs. He's got them grapevines. And Homicide, even in pain, giving the finger to the fans. I mean, don't taunt Homicide.
Nice Muda lock applied.
Beautifully executed by Bryan Danielson. Everything the American Dragon does is so perfectly executed.
In the middle of the ring, he's got nowhere to go. Nice roll-up.
Pin. Not quite enough.
Paul Turner making a good job. Doing a good job making sure the shoulders are on the ground.
You know, Homicide wearing that taxi driver shirt is very appropriate. I mean, his actions last night remind me of the end of that movie, Taxi Driver. And look at Danielson. He was ripping at the nose of Homicide. And now he's wrenching the neck.
Both men starting off in Ring of Honor on the same show.
I mean, you list the matches Homicide was in. The matches against you were great. The match against B.J. Whitmer at Main Event Spectacles, the 4 ways he was in, including Death Before Dishonor, the Samoa Joe matches at Empire State Showdown and Do or Die.
Well, conversely, what about Danielson?
I mean,
starting off round robin challenge, the first one against Danielson or against
Chris Danielson, low-key. 2 great matches there. Low-key match, which Danielson won, finishing very high in Match of the Year balloting, including all promotions. The 3-way on the first show, and I mean the list goes on and on and on with Bryan Danielson. Who can forget the epic encounter against Paul London?
12-27 against Jay Briscoe.
Great match after great match. And, I mean, who's the patriarch of ROH? I mean, the winner of this one could definitely claim that status.
This is definitely Ring of Honor history in the making. Reborn right here. Nice headlock takeover by Homicide.
And look at Homicide. He's trying to hook that arm in there so Danielson cannot use it for an escape. But Danielson using that forearm, grinding it into Homicide, reaching for the nose instead. But Homicide's a tough individual. It's going to take more than that to get him to release the hold. And he pays back Danielson by grinding that forearm in his forehead. And Danielson now trying the boots. We're seeing some great grappling going on. Almost a chess match.
3 seconds away from being over, though.
That's right. All it takes is 3 seconds. Or an abdominal stretch.
Or how about if I just punch you in the face?
Oh, you're getting a little angry there, Punk. Glad to see him.
I'm trying to watch this match. It's a learning experience. You should just shut your mouth and pay attention. The first man to make a mistake in this match, I think, is going to be on the losing end of it. Doesn't seem like neither man really wants to give an inch here.
Both men definitely being very cautious in their offense, but at the same time trying to wear down the other man.
Come on, Dragon.
Perhaps, like you said, the first man to make a mistake will be the loser, so both men trying to guard against that mistake. As you see the pain on Bryan Danielson's face. Homicide trying to stretch him. He's got the legs. He's got the face.
He's torquing on that leg. Danielson makes it to the ropes.
Paul Turner calling for the break.
I'm surprised Homicide broke without contesting that, without putting up a fight.
Just look at that look on Homicide's face. I mean, I've seen this guy intense before, but I mean, never quite like this. I mean,
yeah, he's borderline psychopathic is what you're trying to say.
And he keeps pointing at those fans. They're definitely getting to him.
I'm sure he's got some kind of a fork somewhere on his body. He will go out there and, well...
He just threatened the fans. Did you see him raise his fist? I'm getting nervous just watching this.
I hope those fans have been modeling eye patches because one of them is going to wind up missing an eye.
Or they're hearing. Just ask Steve Corino about that. I mean, Homicide's been in intense situations, the No Rope Barbed Wire match at War of the Wire, the Bitter Friends, Stiffer Enemies Match of the Year candidate against Steve Corino. I mean, we've seen this guy get violent before. He is a dangerous individual. These fans better watch themselves. They're not just yelling at any wrestler in there. And look at that. That is just breaking the back of Homicide.
Nice Japanese stranglehold.
Wow. Those knees are just driving into the lower back of the notorious 187.
And Paul Turner doing a great job right there, checking for Danielson's shoulders, making sure they weren't on the mat.
And Homicide, nice escape, turning it into an offensive position now as he's got Bryan Danielson in that hold.
Turner still in position, looking for a submission out of Danielson maybe.
Turner, he was in the middle of controversy last night with that Samoa Joe 3 count. Was it a 3 count? I don't think it was. Homicide thought it was, and something has snapped inside of Homicide as a result.
I'm a little surprised that Turner got this match with Homicide in it after Homicide decked him.
So I believe Homicide has been fined.
Fined? The fine's not going to pay Paul Turner's dental bill.
Yeah, you're right about that.
It's going to be interesting to see if he's going to be completely impartial. So far, he's done a fantastic job.
Homicide going for some high-impact offense now. Well, Paul Turner, he has to be impartial, because if he's not, just like the wrestlers right here, if you're not up to performance, you're going to be given your walking papers.
Yeah, but is the intimidation factor going to come into play here? Is Homicide punching him in the teeth last night going to come into play? Is he going to threaten Paul Turner, and is Paul Turner going to fold? You know, that would be my question. Nice neck breaker.
Homicide definitely trying to increase the impact of his offense now.
He definitely found a spot on Danielson he wants to work on. He's going to soften up that neck.
And now he is stretching the upper torso of Bryan Danielson. Paul Turner right on top of things. And it's so odd that Samoa Joe isn't even here yet. I mean, what's going to happen if Samoa Joe no-shows tonight in Chicago nonetheless?
Well, Joe was taken to the hospital last night after the match.
He was severely burned. Homicide, though, he walked right into the building, right into Samoa Joe's ring, hosted by Bryan Danielson tonight, and he said he's looking for Joe.
Nice sharp knee drop to the back of Danielson's neck and head.
And what? Oh.
Yep, I've seen this before.
He is, yes, slingshotting Daniels right into that bottom rope, and that is just a steel cable right there.
I believe that's an old Bob Orton or Adrian Adonis trick from back in the day. These fans won't quit. The ones from Indiana, I mean.
I wish they would quit, please. You don't want to set this guy off. We don't need any lawsuits or anything.
I'd love to see Homicide attack a fan.
Oh, my God, please. I mean, we had the riots in New York City, so I guess we have seen this side of Homicide before. Who will ever forget that at the first anniversary show?
It was always there. You just needed Paul Turner to just set it off.
Well, I really don't think Joe is down for a 3, but Homicide, he wants that world title so badly. He thought he had it, and when he found out he didn't, something just snapped in his head. And look at him. He's driving that knee right into the neck of Bryan Danielson.
Definitely. So far, highly athletic contest. You see the sweat just dripping off of Homicide here as Danielson just bulldozers him into the corner.
Big chops, but Homicide stops him with the finger to the eye.
I don't care how big you are, how hard you hit, you get thumbed in the eye, you will go down.
If you learn how to street fight, that's the first thing they teach you is go for the eyes. And now Homicide choking Danielson on the ropes.
That's still working that neck, using that top rope. It's not actually rope. There's a steel cable that runs in between those ropes.
And hold on, there's that tope con hilo. And there's that psychotic laugh by Homicide as he does not go for the tope con hilo.
Even got that big dude in the red shirt to get out of his seat. Now Homicide's in his element now.
He is oh no, this kind of match does not need a chair. When ROH signed this match, I did not think there'd be a chair involved. Oh, and he hits Danielson right in the neck with that chair.
Hey, you wanted to see the Patriarch of Ring of Honor. This is what Homicide does. This is your boy right here.
Yeah, but he's taking it to another level. He's got the ring bell now. I didn't. Oh.
Hey, you remember when Savage hit Steamboat in the throat with the ring bell?
Oh, Homicide right to the back of the neck and head with that ring bell. Oh, I've never seen Homicide this aggressive, and I've seen him aggressive before. And this is against a guy he doesn't even hate. Oh, Danielson moves, and Homicide just punched that steel.
Smart move by Danielson.
And Danielson's fighting fire with fire. If Homicide's going to be aggressive, so is Danielson. And he goes right for that hand.
Danielson's got that killer instinct suddenly.
But Danielson, he doesn't have both oars in the water either.
I told you.
Oh, ring bell on the hand. Danielson pays back Homicide.
You don't want to piss off Bryan Danielson. He loves to wrestle, but he will take it to you if he needs to. And Homicide's done pissed him off. Look at this. When's the last time you saw Danielson do this to anybody?
He's fighting fire with fire. Look at that look in his eye. He's got the serial killer look once again.
Yeah, I'm sure his mother must be proud of him.
And look at him attacking that hand. Twisting it. Homicide's going to have broken fingers at the end of this one.
Only won't be able to flick off the fans anymore, will he?
He's begging off. He's talking about smoking weed with Bryan Danielson. What's he doing? He is begging off. I can't believe Homicide. I've never seen him like this. I think Bryan Danielson's having some fun with it. And the Chicago fans are loving it.
Like I said, these fans have been starved for good wrestling for years.
And they are seeing a dream match right here. They've never seen two guys like Bryan Danielson and Homicide go at it live and in person. These fans, they've seen countless matches of these two on home video. They've never seen them live. And there's a boot to the head.
Well, he shook the man's hand, then he kicked him right in the mush.
And now he's leveling him with those European uppercuts.
Going for an Indian deathlock, and he gets it. Floats over. Almost gets him in a stretch plum type. He's going for the fingers again.
Yes, he is isolating that hand. Homicide is helpless, and look at him ripping, bending back on the fingers. There's so many small bones in that hand that can just snap so easily, and one of them might already be snapped.
Lovey, Homicide's got nowhere to go.
Has there ever been a submission on a hand submission in wrestling?
I'm sure somewhere in the annals of history it's happened.
Bryan Danielson, he's so unique, so original, and look at that. I mean, the wrist is even bending now. That whole hand might just snap.
Oh, Homicide quick to kick out of that one. Come on, let go, he asks. Danielson's neck still got to be worn out from Homicide's previous attack, but looks like Homicide's a little worse for wear right now. Look at Homicide trying to ball his fist so Danielson can't get at his fingers.
Danielson just crying. No, Homicide gets to the ropes. He saves himself. Ooh, he just strikes the hand of Homicide. Now he's still tearing at it. I think Homicide, he at least has to... Oh, he tries a chop, bad move. He is feeling the pain.
And it didn't have any effect on Danielson whatsoever.
You got to figure there's got to be at least some dislocated joints in the fingers of Homicide right now.
Hey, the way he punched that guardrail on the outside, it could be broken. Look at him trying to get the tape off.
A knuckle could even pop out.
And I've had that happen before. It's not the most painful thing in the world. It's annoying.
Well, it's got to be painful if you got someone ripping at your hand the way Bryan Danielson is. Oh.
Yeah, definitely. He could have popped his wrist out right there. Or like I said, something could be broken.
Boy, I mean, American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, he saw one mistake that Homicide made when he punched that guardrail, and since then, he's been like a shark smelling blood on that hand. All it took was that one mistake.
And listen to this crowd. It's almost split evenly down the middle. Homicide shoots Dragon in.
Homicide has to mount some offense soon.
Well, he's trying.
Enziguri.
He went for that body slam, but missed, connected with the Enziguri.
Danielson staggers outside the ropes. Oh, big drop kick. Danielson goes flying to the floor.
And here's the tope.
Perhaps Homicide, more desperate than he was before, goes for it now and connects. Both men down on the floor. Of course, no countouts in ROH, but if they're out there for too long, the referee can disqualify you.
Well, especially if both of them are out. Look, Danielson's still clutching at his head, his neck. And Homicide holding that right hand.
I still am in shock at what we saw last night. I've never seen anyone go as berserk as Homicide did backstage. All promos were canceled. Just complete mayhem in the ringside area. You're partly to blame for that.
Oh, blame me for everything.
You jumped the Briscoes, but backstage...
I made your taxes go up. Whatever.
Well, Homicide, he's definitely got a weak point with that hand. That's going to limit some of his offense.
Yeah, but the story after that tope is definitely Danielson's neck.
Danielson is in a lot of trouble. He is not showing a lot of signs of life right now.
Looks like Homicide going up.
He needs to connect with this.
Could be looking for his double stomp.
That hand definitely bothering him. Oh, this is a diving headbutt.
What the hell was he thinking?
Danielson going for a roaring forearm, blocked. H-crusher attempt, blocked. Oh, the hand. And this time he connects with the roaring forearm cover. Almost had it. It only takes 3 seconds.
He had the inside leg hooked and everything. Homicide's a fighter, though. And he definitely came to Chicago to fight. Danielson hikes up his knee pads. Makes me think he's going to go for his headbutt in a couple minutes here. And I felt this last night, and let me tell you, it took all I had to not throw everything up I had in my stomach. But believe me, if I had to, I would have thrown up all over Steamboat.
Just like he did to you last night, CM Punk. What an airplane spin. How does he do it for that long? Both men dizzy, and he missed this headbutt against you last night.
Oh, Homicide already missed one. Danielson missed this last night. Let's see if he can score. And he's still dizzy. And he scored.
He's too dizzy, though, to go for the pin. There it is, but there's a delay. Cover! Not quite enough.
Danielson's got to capitalize. He's got to capitalize quick. He could be going for another one.
Yeah, he's going airborne again, going for the high impact.
Homicide's up. Homicide stops him and he punches it. It's instinctive.
Yep, and Homicide paid the price. You saw him shaking that hand out. Top rope Huna Karana. And could it be that lariat?
He clobbered Joe with this last night. I don't know if this is a wise thing to do.
Oh, no.
And like I said, it's the bad hand.
Both men connect them. Both men go down.
We got a stalemate here.
We have a classic here in Chi-Town. You mentioned some of the great Chicago area historic matches at the beginning of the show. I think we're seeing another one right here.
Oh, there's a lot more classic matches that happen here in Chicago, but a lot of them have Steamboat involved. I didn't really want to mention it.
Well, the bottom line is this is a great wrestling town, great history, and Ring of Honor is adding to that history right here, and we're proud to do so. Oh, chop again on instinct, and Homicide pays the price. Danielson now with the advantage because Homicide chopped him and hurt his hand. And now Danielson just knocking him down with those European uppercuts.
Those are hard shots right to the chest and the jaw. Homicide whipped in. He takes the buckle. Hard forearm from Dragon.
Northern Lights cover.
Nice bridge. Not enough for a 3.
I think we're looking at one big move to win this match as both men are worn down, both men are tired, and not only that, both men are in pain.
I think Danielson's got to stay on that hand.
Cattle mutilation maybe if he turns him over, or dragon suplex. Homicide fighting for his life, gets out of it.
Homicide's on his feet.
Goes for the lariat, no. Pin. Not quite enough.
That's a nice try. Danielson's trying to go for quick pin attempts here, it seems. I think he's really got to stay on that hand. Conversely, Homicide's got to stay on Danielson's neck.
Both men seem to be going for more high-impact moves here. Perhaps they're getting a little impatient. There you go.
They're fatigued at this point. Danielson, tenacious with his wrestling on this hand.
It's going right back to the hand. Homicide in the world of pain.
Finally, we see a left from Homicide, who scores with the Yakuza boot.
You notice Homicide's lefts aren't nearly effective as his rights, though.
Well, he's not ambidextrous like me.
Danielson definitely taking away a weapon of Homicide right there by going after that hand.
The Homicide looks like he's going to the top rope one more time. You don't really see the notorious 187 climbing to the top this often.
Both men may be losing their patience. Very methodical in the early going. Now they're just going for the win as this match is becoming a very long match right now. And Danielson catches Homicide.
Big game of one-upmanship here. Like you said, it's on bragging rights for the Patriarch of Ring Honor.
Uh-oh. Homicide in a bad situation.
More damage was done to Danielson, I'm going to have to say, on that one.
Once again, maybe that impatience playing a factor. Both Danielson going for the home run hurt himself in the process.
A hurt hand's one thing, but if you're talking about an injured neck, it runs down the length of your spine. Your legs can go numb. You lose feeling in your hands.
And there you see the faces of those fans glued on this ring.
The atmosphere is electric in this place. Nice pile driver.
Perfectly executed. Cover!
He's too close to the ropes.
Yup. Not enough. But once again, that's more impact on the neck of Bryan Danielson.
He needs to stay on him. Paul Turner still doing a fantastic job in light of getting knocked out by Homicide last night.
All the refs got knocked out by Homicide, but Turner was in the middle of it.
Step over to a face lock.
And look at that, Homicide cannot lock his hands. He cannot lock his fingers there.
But this torques on the neck of Danielson. But you got to ask yourself exactly how much pull does Homicide have not being able to lock his hand like that?
Definitely not as effective as it normally would be. And Homicide's trying. He's trying to wrench it in.
Look at his hand. It's motionless. He can't close it.
His hand is swollen. Look at it. And yeah, he cannot get that hold in its full effectiveness because he cannot lock his fingers.
He's trying.
And Danielson is still definitely in pain. I mean, this is a move that definitely works on the neck. And to think if Homicide could lock the fingers, Danielson might have to tap or he might even pass out from the pain, but instead he makes the ropes.
Homicide holding it all the way to 5. Trying to get the littlest bit out of it, everything he can.
Danielson, you see him kind of grabbing at the neck a little bit. Oh, you don't think maybe a cop killer? That would definitely be the end for Bryan Danielson.
Oh, certainly.
Danielson yet to be able to get cattle mutilation.
Homicide goes for that lariat.
I might have spoke too soon.
Speak of the devil.
But you know what? Bryan Danielson, you need strong neck muscles to keep this hold. And he's got it. He's got it cinched. Let's see if he can hold it. Can Homicide hold on? This is a battle of will right now. No, Danielson could not keep the hold because of his neck.
He's got a strong neck, but it's not that strong.
It suffered way too much abuse tonight. And Homicide gets out of it. And now he's going for the cop killer. He's got him hooked. He's turning him over. It's all over. No, Danielson out of it.
That was so close. Dragon suplex.
And hold on, what's... Oh, look at Homicide almost distracting Paul Turner. A low blow. I can't believe it. He said he'd do anything to win. Oh, takes off Danielson, a lariat to the neck.
that's all she wrote.